Welcome back to the Star Trek Critic. Today's animated episode is How Sharper Than a Serpent's Tooth, the longest title of the series. The Enterprise crew comes upon a creature claiming to be an ancient Mayan god. This is one of two episodes with a 6,000 stardate. Mr. Walking Bear gives the first eye. He is also the first Native American with a speaking part on Star Trek. Captain Kirk says yellow alert, but you see a red light flashing. I guess I'll take the first point here. Is this the only time you hear a noise when somebody reduces speed to warp 1?
Warp 1, sir.
Spock says the ship is made out of ceramic, and -1 point for that not being Lieutenant Uhura. Scotty says they're ramming into a wall of clay. He always gets the best lines, and here how we see the engine stop. The Enterprise is now surrounded by somebody else's shield. It looks like a Christmas ornament. The ship coming in now looks like a giant snake. Walking Bear recognizes it as Kukulkan, an ancient Mayan god, and this is his temple right here. Kirk's probably thinking, didn't we just do this a few years ago? Walking Bear is a Comanche and studies Native American history. Does someone out there know if Comanches also have a god similar to Kukulkan? Spock says, Captain, Walking Bear knows something that I don't. What's up with that? Why is Walking Bear standing by Kirk now instead of at his position? And -1 point for Kirk constantly saying Kukulkan instead of Kukulkan.
But why would Kukulkan want to destroy us?
And there goes Bones, and Scotty, and Walking Bear. Uhura's like, oh good, the men all have fun again while I just sit here and wonder where they all went. Spock does the animation run. Kirk states the obvious.
Very astute.
Kirk and McCoy are surprised, and they're all thinking, oh look, an ancient Mayan city. Now we don't have to go visit one on our vacations. Lieutenant Uhura asks Spock if they should be looking for the others, and Spock is kind of an asshole to her, isn't he? Kirk says, these look like ancient Egyptian, just like on Battlestar Galactica. Walking Bear says, that's not Egyptian, and this isn't Battlestar Galactica either. This looks like one of those stargates you always see in the TV show Ancient Aliens. Walking Bear also says it was Kukulkan that gave the Mayans their calendar. Kirk says the entire city is our key. Does he think he's in a giant escape room? Kirk wants to climb the pyramid. I think that's a bad idea. Kirk makes it to the top and is thinking, this isn't what it looked like in Star Wars at all. Walking Bear and Scotty decide to unscrew the snake head. This is going to get them into a lot of trouble. Kirk's voice sounds like he's in a cave, not on top of a pyramid. Scotty gives the second eye. And they're like, didn't we do this in another show a few years ago? This is a very interesting special effect, something they definitely couldn't do in the original series. All through the animated series, you only see half of Kirk's face. Kukulkan is a flying snake, and Kirk's like, wow. Shout out to special effects, you can hear his wings flapping. Kukulkan transports them to an alien zoo. God, he doesn't like zoos. He is opposed to putting wee beasties in cages. McCoy also says the cages are too small. Obviously, he is not Dr. Phlox. Kukulkan says the animals all think they're in their own happy place. Kukulkan is lonely, and these animals are all he has. Aww. Kukulkan says he went to ancient Earth to teach the people peaceful ways. Does he realize the Mayans and Aztecs did about 20,000 human sacrifices a year each? The dangerous Capellan Power Cat is also in his happy place. And they break, just in time for the commercial break. Back inside the snow globe, Spock has figured a way out. For some reason, the turbo lift doors are open, so -1 point. And look, now they're closed again. Spock saves the ship. Kukulkan fights back. Kirk wants to distract them so Spock has more time. Kirk and McCoy both do the animation run. This is known as letting the cat out of the bag. The electric cat wants revenge. The next point is lost for Kirk using the hypo to put out the cat, and not McCoy. Even the animated Kirk wants to be the star and take all the credit. And -1 more point for Kirk actually being able to get the hypo through a 20,000 volt electric shield. And it all ends peacefully with a long happy talk. And here you see the ship without the hologram of the snake. Kirk describes the being as old and lonely. Now that they made peace with Kukulkan, they should have invited him back to Earth to see how it's changed. But he didn't, which is too bad. McCoy quotes a line from Shakespeare, and they're like, hey, that's just like the title of this episode, isn't it? How Sharper Than a Serpent's Tooth gets a score of 94%. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists, and click that like button, the share button, and that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon for the last episode of the animated series.